Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Corner Suite Podcast. It's your host, Mr. Steve Nelson, aka Mr. Five Picks, back at it again with another great episode. Man, if you're new here, you already know what to do, man. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. At the end of this video, share it, like it, drop some comments, man, so we can have that, what I'm saying, that mutual back and forth exchange. But before we get into this video, I got something for you guys. My children's book, Farmer Stephen and Family. You can check this thing out on my website at nelson-farms.net. Nelson-farms.net. It's a farmer book teaching your kids how to farm and sustainable living. I wanted to teach my kids how to, have sustainable, healthy practices, if you will, in a sustainable environment. You know what I mean? So, and it's a fun read. Again, you can find it on nelson-farms.net. All you got to do is click the shop tab, put it in the cart. We'll ship it out to you, man, immediately. Okay. All right, man. You know why we here. It's the elephant in the room. Shedeur Sanders or handyman Deshaun Watson. What is the Cleveland Browns' direction for the 2026 season? Will it be Shedeur Sanders? Or will it be handyman Deshaun Watson? No pun intended. Huh? Cleveland Brown fans, what are we doing? Got a new head coach. The defense has been, I guess you would say, they've been exceeding expectations. They've been doing their job. Myles Garrett. You got good cornerback play and Ward. Now you got to figure out what you're going to do on the opposite side, but the safety play isn't that bad. Linebacker play isn't that bad. And overall defensive play, I think under Jim Schwartz has been really decent in the past few years. So, but yeah, man. So I just want to ask you guys another question. Is this the end of the Browns as we know them? Cleveland Browns fans, have we hit rock bottom or are we on the verge of the turning point? Have we hit rock bottom or are we on the verge of the turning point? Huh? This franchise has spent massive money, drafted intriguing talent, and hired new head coach talent. Yet we still have more questions than answers, everybody. We still got more questions. Today we're breaking down Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders. Is Watson's massive contract killing the team? Is Myles Garrett prime being wasted? And how will the new head coach build a winning culture in Cleveland? Let's dive into it, everybody. The quarterback situation that won't go away. I mean, guys, how long has the Cleveland Browns been in search for a franchise pivotal organizational quarterback? How many years? They have a laundry list of first-round quarterbacks and so forth and so on. Traded for quarterbacks, so forth and so on. I mean, this thing has to be studied. No quarterback has been successful in Cleveland. It must be like a dark cloud over that city or something, because you can't say it's the coaches. They haven't had the same coach like a Mike Tomlin or a Harbaugh for almost 2 decades. They've had turnover in coaching. Anyway, so first, the elephant in the room, Deshaun Watson. Woo! The elephant in the room, Deshaun Watson. The Browns gave him a historic, fully guaranteed 5-year, $230 million deal. That's right. All guaranteed. Most NFL teams would kill for that kind of QB security, but not Cleveland. Look, man, since joining the Browns, Deshaun Watson started 19 games. Total over multiple seasons, limited by injuries. 2 Achilles tears. Suspensions, inconsistent play career, completion percentage significantly down compared to his Houston days. Even though the lawsuits related to Watson's off-field issues were recently dismissed, his time here has largely been a setback rather than a payoff. And here's the kicker. Despite all of that, the Browns are still paying him about, y'all ready for this? $46 million per year through 2026, dead money whether he plays or not. Hey, I mean, you talk about living carefree. Do y'all know what Deshaun Watson is up to nowadays? Do y'all know what he's up to nowadays? I mean, if you just happen to stumble across his social media, I mean, the man is living life. The man is living luxurious, as I must say. Not a care in the world. He's on different islands. He's in different countries. He's frequenting, these different, I guess, exquisite places. I mean, more than you can change underwear. My boy has no worry in the world. You hear me? $230 million. Deshaun Watson, $230 million. And you think he worried about y'all? Man, please. Hey, listen, man. This dude is the only guy I know that can have the accusations that he's had. Fornicating allegedly. Freaky beast activity allegedly. With the yin and the yang, if you know what I mean. They say my man was going into masseuse parlors like he was going to the gas station. They say my man was going to masseuse parlors like he was going through the drive-through line to get a small fry and a strawberry milkshake at McDonald's. They say my man had more masseuse on speed dial than family members. Clip it. Hey, I'm just saying. He's the only man that I know that can have these, oh my goodness, the most, man, I don't even want to say it. He's the only man I know that can have this type of egregious allegation and still get a massive contract. And I really don't understand the Cleveland Browns logic behind this. Yes, was he a hell of a talent in Houston? For sure. But we have to set an example on what we're trying to bring into our organization and have lead our team. So you mean to tell me this is a prime example of no matter what you do as a player, if you can play, you can get away with everything under the sun except unaliving somebody and, taking advantage of a woman or kid. You can get away with anything under the sun except unaliving somebody and taking advantage of a woman or a kid. This is a prime example. This man was in the news for, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but mistakenly seemed like a year. Lawsuits after lawsuits. Lawsuits after lawsuits. And you go out and get a $230 million damn fully guaranteed contract. Jesus Christ. And you got guys out here who've never had a smut on their name, who they don't even want to give $5 million to. But this is what the NFL gets. This is what the NFL gets. You're so thirsty for a name. Now you have to deal with this. Now you have to pay a guy $46 million to sit on the bench and compete with a rookie quarterback like Shedeur Sanders. You're stupid. This is why the Cleveland Browns would never be anything. And shout out to the Cleveland Brown fans. It's not your guys' fault. It's the ownership and its management. It's been atrocious for some time now. Anyway, fans openly booed the idea of Watson leading the team again. Some analysts call his Browns deal one of the worst contracts in NFL history. And it was. It was. I mean, look, man, good for him at the end of the day. If he was able to secure a bag of that magnitude and not me being the headlines in a negative light and still be able to, be one of the highest paid athletes, so be it, man. Hey, that's like hitting the lottery. But moving along. Shedeur Sanders. All right. So let's talk about Shedeur Sanders, everybody. The rookie with a big name. Let's just call it what it is. The rookie with a big name but small numbers. I like that. We're going to keep it real at the Corner Suite podcast, if you didn't know. We're going to tell the truth. We're going to tell our truth. And then we're going to give you the facts. You follow me? Okay. So, we got Shedeur Sanders, the rookie. The rookie phenom, whose name lit up the headlines when he got drafted in 2025. Expectations were sky high, but did the Browns get the quarterback of the future? Here's what actually happened in 2025. Sanders posted 1,400 passing yards, 7 TDs. He threw 10 interceptions in 8 games. Here's the kicker, though. His QBR, what do you think his QBR was before I even start? I'm going to be able to see some of your guys' comments, before I mention what his QBR is, based on the timing of the video. So I want to know what you think his QBR was. His QBR was 18.9. 18.9. The lowest ever for a Browns quarterback with at least 6 starts. I mean, the Cleveland Browns had some pretty awful quarterbacks. Don't you agree? So he's had the lowest ever for for a Browns quarterback with at least 6 starts. His EPA was negative, signaling inefficiency even beyond raw stats. Those numbers are not good, everybody. But here's the nuance. He's young. Okay. He played with a poor supporting cast. Okay. He flashed moments of playmaking at least once. He had a decent game, maybe 2. And analysts admit that the better weapons, line play, and coaching could push him forward. But right now, his numbers are amongst the worst quarterback rookie seasons in recent league history, statistically. That's just a fact. One of the worst. Oh, and by the way, Shedeur Sanders made the Pro Bowl. Shedeur Sanders, statistically, one of the worst quarterback performances in recent quarterback rookie history. He made the Pro Bowl. So, I've already expressed my frustrations, with the political political All-Star game. So we're not even gonna get into all that. But all right. So this is what we got. This is what we got, everybody. The QB showdown. Watson versus Sanders. Who would you like? What quarterback, has the best upside in leading that football team? So at least get to 500. I mean, we know they're not going to win a division, but at least to 500. Come on now, you got to work with me a little bit. Shout out Cleveland. What's the Browns' plan? Who ultimately gets the starting job in 2026? Here's the reality. Deshaun Watson, 3-time Pro Bowl caliber arm in his prime, familiar face in the locker room, still being considered as a potential starter, but physically broken and unreliable. He hasn't played a game since 2023 due to injury. This man ain't played a football game since 2023. But guess what? The check gonna keep rolling. $46 million. Book it. Boy, who is his agent? Because he is committing highway robbery. Facts. So then you got Shedeur Sanders on the other hand, young, cheap, and potentially a long-term upside, already has an NFL playing experience. Rookie numbers were underwhelming, okay? Efficiency metrics are amongst the worst in the league. Myles Garrett publicly said everyone in the QB room will get a look, but also hinted Sanders is first serve, while Watson needs to earn it. So Watson needs to earn it, but he's making $46 million. See, this is what happens with bad teams. See, teams, I don't know. I don't know how the Browns ownership acquired the team. I don't know if it was nepotism, passed down, or they worked hard for the team or whatnot. I don't know their story. But what I'm starting to realize is that these owners and general managers, they're in these positions, but they're not good businessmen. And I'm saving that for another video. Owners of the NFL and general managers, they are not good businessmen. Time after time, we've seen they make these blockbuster deals and get nothing in return. This man hasn't played football since 2023. $46 million. Anyway. So, Watson needs to earn it, right? The media narrative is split. Some say you might as well try Watson since you're paying him. Others say Sanders' team, regardless of talent, is where they should build a third faction. Wants the Browns to add a brand new quarterback contingent via the draft or trade. It just seems like a revolving door. Never ending carousel to me. And don't forget, you have Dylan Gabriel. Third round pick. You drafted him over Shedeur Sanders with the third round. You drafted Shedeur in the fifth. Bad businessman. We're not even talking about Dylan Gabriel anymore. We're not even talking about Dylan Gabriel anymore. And he got drafted. You wasted a third round pick on a guy for what reason? If we're not even talking about him. Anyway, I can't make this stuff up, man. I can't make it up. Meanwhile, Myles Garrett is still dominant. So let's pivot because the offense flopped. Call it what it is. Myles Garrett turned into an all-time monster in 2025. Garrett set the NFL single-season sack record with 23. He won Defensive Player of the Year again. Became only the second unanimous Defensive Player of the Year winner. Signed a huge 4-year extension worth around $160 million. But he deserves it. That's what I'm talking about. He's one of the rare guys in NFL football today that deserves their contract. And most of them do. But there's some that you're like, how in the hell? He must be in bed. They must be in bed with these owners, these teams, these coaches. You like, how in the hell did they get that contract? But Myles Garrett, shout out to you, man. You one of the ones that, this is how it should be. You deserve this $160 million contract. But here's the agonizing part. He's still not leading the Browns to winning seasons. That's your quarterback job. Fans have openly wondered if Garrett's prime years are being wasted while the offense, especially the quarterback spot, is in a chaos. Those sacks and accolades are elite, but wins are the currency that matters most in the NFL. That's why I guess they say you can't win if you don't have a quarterback. Makes sense. So, the Cleveland Browns, are they in need of a culture reset? Possibly. This is what they said, could help Shedeur Sanders, a new head coach. So they have one. Enter the chat. Drum roll. Ty Monken, the new Browns head coach. This is where the future can actually change. Monken isn't just a warm body. He's known as an offensive mind capable of building schemes around young quarterbacks and maximizing short-term value. If he can, build a quarterback identity, improve line play and receiver talent, create a culture of accountability, then Cleveland could finally shed its reputation as a franchise that chokes under pressure. Oh, because they've been choking. Pause. But they've been choking. They've been choking. So ask yourself, what if Monken installs a system where Watson is evaluated, not handed the job? No pun intended. But I got to take a shot at Deshaun Watson. You will not be handed the job, Deshaun Watson. You will not be handed the job. No pun intended. Cap it. So, what if Shedeur Sanders gets structured, discipline, growth? What if they actually draft or acquire a quarterback that fits their offense, not desperation? That's the pivot point. I don't necessarily agree with them continuing to bring in more help or more reinforcements into that quarterback room. They had one of the deepest quarterback depth in the court in the NFL last season. Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders. You still had handyman Deshaun Watson. You had drafted Dylan Gabriel, and you had Pickett. They came from Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. That's 5 guys. You're paying it one guy, the house and the land. You have a young quarterback with a name, and you still have a 3rd-round pick. What more do you need? What more do you need? I don't know. Um, so with that being said, man, I'm gonna close it out with this segment right here. One last question. So, what's the real future here? The Browns cannot keep paying for the past investments that don't produce. Deshaun Watson, hence. They must develop a quarterback plan with clarity and purpose, and most importantly, winning. A winning culture starts with accountability up and down the roster. Cleveland has elite defensive talent with Myles Garrett, no question, but elite defense alone doesn't win the Super Bowl. It doesn't. Now, let's give an example. That's a good statement. Elite defenses don't win a Super Bowl alone. They need a court. They need an offense. The Houston Texans. Hello. Elite defense. They did not have a quarterback. Or let's say the quarterback play was subpar. Let's be honest. CJ Stroud did not play well this year. Okay. So the Cleveland Browns, they need a quarterback who can play overtime and a coach who can connect everything together. Right now, Watson is a gamble, literally. Sanders is a project. The culture is at a crossroads, but the Browns' future isn't hopeless. It just hinges on the bold decisions and strategic leadership going into 2026. If you're a Browns fan, stick around because this offseason might finally define the next decade of Cleveland football. Hey, I want to say thank everybody, and I mean everybody, for tuning in to the Corner Suite podcast. You already know how we doing it, man. You already know how we doing it. Coming to you live again. Shedeur Sanders or Deshaun Watson. Again, man, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. If you've been coming here, give you a shout out, give you an applause. Leave a comment, man. Share this video. And stay tuned, man, because again, I'm gonna keep dropping these things, man. Y'all helping me, stay consistent with this stuff, man. Give me y'all the real. Corner Suite Podcast. We are out. Peace.